Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. Yes, we are back. True story, right? A lot of times, when I'm thinking about different episodes, I think about like true real life experiences. So I went bourbon hunting the other day, and I was looking for different whiskeys, for different reasons, right? For the most part, to kind of replace some of the bottles I currently have. And I was like, all right, let me just try to replace some of these bottles and or see what else is new out there that I maybe need to grab. So I went bourbon hunting, and I passed on these 5 bourbons, right? So I went bourbon hunting, passed on these 5. All different reasons. So I'm explaining the reason why for each one is not the exact same reason. Some of them are, but not the exact for all of them. And we'll have a little bit of fun. Cool? All right. So went bourbon hunting the other day, and I was looking for like a deli sipper, and I saw this bottle. I actually already have it in my collection. And I was like, do I pull the trigger? Do I buy another one? I see this all over. And I honestly, I couldn't bring myself to buy another version of this. I felt like the whiskey for the bottle that I currently have is just kind of subpar. And if I'm looking for a good daily sipper, I just can't find myself to pay $60, $70, $80 for this bottle that I don't think is honestly a great whiskey from a quality perspective. No issues with the brand, but just the quality perspective of my bottle, as well as honestly a few different pours I've even had at bars, didn't work for me. Number 1, 3-chord. So 3-chord, at least as of back in the day, they were sourcing whiskey. I don't know, maybe it was like the blending of it. I'm not sure exactly what they were doing with it, but I've had this. It's okay. It's kind of expensive for if I'm looking for like a daily sipper. And honestly, it just truly didn't meet my needs. If I'm thinking of a good daily sipper that's in the $50 to $60 range, I'm probably going to buy, honestly, like a Bar Sound Bourbon Company, like the Origin series, their own distillate. I'll probably also even go to like a 1792 small batch, or even like one of like the baseline like Wild Turkey products. So that's just for me and me personally. This one I wanted to give it love because I try to show love to other brands, but if the quality's not there, I just can't get down with it. So number 1 I pass on, first and foremost, right here, 3-chord. All right. What is number 2, Judge? So number 2 is, again, when I'm out bourbon hunting, I'm thinking about different whiskeys for different events or different types. So number 2, I passed on it because I love a good rye. But when I think about the price point of this rye, I just can't get down with it. I can't. Plus, there's too much variation. So number 2, the one I passed on. I want to give them a try, but I just can't. Whistle Pig. So Whistle Pig, this is the a 10-year single barrel. The Whistle Pigs, in my opinion, are either hit or miss, and that is not a good thing. I've had some that are hit, right? I mean, like, wow, really good. I've had other ones that I went to a bar or at a friend's house, like, oh my gosh, what is that? Sometimes they can be a very grainy and just not a good experience. So for me, I love a good rye whiskey, but I'm going to take the more conservative route and honestly pick up something like a Sagamore, maybe a Pikesville, or another rye from another brand that I just really trust. But I just couldn't, splurge and spend almost $100 on a Whistle Pig product that I may or may not like. That's way too much money to spend on a bottle that you may or may not like. I can't get down with it. All right, that's Whistle Pig. Number 3. Oh man, this brand, I actually enjoy the bottle I have. But all of their other offerings, not all of them, but the majority of the ones I've had, I don't know. I find myself, when I'm at the liquor store, I look at them and I'm like, there's nothing about this brand that says that they are doing something different that I should buy their whiskey. I don't hear anything about it. I don't see anything like online. And I'm like, I just can't go for it. It's another one that I think about like as a really good, almost like an elevated daily sipper. But I looked at it, and I did not buy the replacement of this, nor did I buy one of their other lineups. Before I get to number 3, real quick, 3 quick easy favors. Number 1, hit the like button. Number 2, drop me a comment. Let me know what are some of the bottles that you normally go bourbon hunting and you're like, I'll pass on it for today. Maybe I'll get it another day. And then number 3, please make sure you also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you get notification each and every time I release new content. Cool? Cheers. Whew, that's good. All right. So what is number 3, Judge? Number 3 is Bulleit Bourbon. This Blender's edition that came out years ago. I actually enjoy this bottle. But I wanted to buy some of their other stuff. I was at a friend's house not too long ago as well. I tried a couple bottles that he had of Bulleit, and I looked in the store. I tried it at his house. I was like, you know what? It wasn't that great at his house, honestly, when I had the other versions. Why am I trying to force myself to buy a Bullet bottle? I enjoy this one, but all the other offerings, I don't know. Bullet to me, it's just very blah, very bland. I don't feel like anything that they're putting out there this day and age stands above and beyond, especially with the rise of all the craft distilleries. Why am I going to go and force myself to buy a Bullet product that's pretty much kind of subpar when there's plenty of other options out there? I mean, there's tons of other, up and coming brands that I think are doing a fantastic job. New Riff, Old Pepper, Decanter. I mean, you name it. The list kind of goes on and on and on. But for Bullet, I just can't go there. That's me. Just didn't do it. All right. Number 4. What is number 4, Judge? This one is tough because I actually love the whiskey. So you might be wondering, well, Judge, if you love the whiskey, why did you not buy it? Well, there's something called a budget, and we all have one. Number 4, I love their whiskey as a whole. Woodford Reserve Batch Proof. Back in the day, you could buy the Batch Proof Woodford Reserve, $1.15, $1.20. Excellent quality whiskey. Don't get me wrong. I love Woodford like everyone else, and I really enjoy the Batch Proof. I really do. Back when I could find this for $1.15, $1.20, sure, it was kind of stretching a little bit thin, but I was still okay with it because it was different. We always wanted the Woodford Batch Proof, and we finally got it. At $1.15, $1.20, I was happy with it. But now, by me at least, in the Northeast at least, it sits on shelves. $160 with tax, $170, $175. There's no way I'm spending an extra $50 to $55 on Woodford Batch Proof. There's way too many other great quality cask strength or batch proof options out there that I would rather spend my money on, that I can get cheaper for $60, $70, $80, $90 than I would for Woodford Batch Proof. It's just not going to happen. Honestly, for me, I would even rather go to to its little brother. I'd rather go to 1920 Old Forester, get something that's somewhat similar, right, in that whole Brown Foreman category for a $65 bottle and save $100. So with the new price points of $160 with tax, $170, $175, there's no way. I'm sorry. So for me, I love the whiskey, but I just can't do it. Can't do it. All right, Judge, what is number 5? And by the way, today there is no asterisk, right? None at all. What's number 5? Number 5 is a true, let's just call it the Bourbon Judge messed up. I messed up. This is on me. Number 5. I need another sip before I even do that. Cheers. All right. So number 5 came out recently. I heard it came out, and I didn't see it in the shop, but I knew it was there via one of my buddies. Told me it was actually at the shop, at my other shop I went to. But I was like, oh yeah, I'll get that, I'll get it next week, next time I go. It'll be there because, typically these different releases are always there, so no big deal. And then everyone started to blow up and start talking about how good it is. And now, the whiskey is gone. I went to the shop where it was, where my buddy told me it was there the next day, or a couple days later, and it was gone. Number 5, so this is not the exact bottle, but an older version. Bardstown Bourbon Company, Disco number 12. This is an older one. This is number 3. Wow, I went old school here. This is number 3. But number 12 came out. Disco, around me, I could find 11, 10, even still 9, honestly, in a couple different spots. So when 12 came out, I just said to myself, there's no rush with going out and grabbing it. And then the hype came up. Everyone saying Disco 12 is the best thing since sliced bread. And the store that had a couple bottles no longer has a couple bottles. And the Bourbon Judge missed out. This is one where everyone says it's phenomenal. Unfortunately, I won't have a chance to try it because I messed up. Hey friends, as we say in this courtroom, peace, cheers, and most important, salute. Take care. See you guys.